Jamaican banana bread.
If you don't mind breaking the eggs for me, I have the 4 containers here because
Tell me why you're using the 4 different containers.
yes, traditionally in Jamaica, for me, I grew up on a farm, so when we go to pick up the eggs ourselves, sometimes we might come and start to cook the egg with the eggs, and there might be a little bit of red in it, and we're not really happy with that. So for me, when I'm baking, especially for others, I make sure I use a different jar for each egg. Although I am a nurse, I have worked as a chef here in Ireland.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yes, I have that background, and I also had a little, business in Jamaica as well, my own pastry business.
Yeah.
And, that's why I still enjoy doing just a little bit of everything. The website I met my husband, I started talking to my husband on what's called Interracial.com.
Whoa!
Yes, so it's funny you asked that, but I actually, Simon, my husband, is not the first guy that I've dated that he would be considered white. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't difficult, when we met each other. We approached it in in a mature way.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been a very good experience, to be honest.
Have you been to Jamaica?
Many times.
Tell over your experience.
Well, the first time I went was back in '97. I won't dwell into that because I don't think that's where you want me to go. But I was there with a good friend of mine for 4 days and then went back to the States. It was good fun. The next time I went was with my girlfriend, then soon to be fiance.
I was a little bit dreading that story.
I won't lie, I was anxious about meeting the family, and I shouldn't have been, because they're all fantastic people and very welcoming. In fact, I asked my father-in-law for the hand of marriage, or what the phrase is, and he said, "I thought you were married." So I was a bit confused.
Because you were living together, so it's like, what's happening here?
Actually, no, we never lived together until we got married. I had a little tradition, my little traditional girl.
Yes. I would have liked the opposite.
Yes, he would have loved for us to live together and have a baby and all of that before we got married. But I waited, and he respected that.
Yeah,
so
which is good.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of faith, what kind of faith do you have?
I would say, at best, agnostic. I'm not. How do I word? I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very important for my wife, hence.
He's very supportive.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to go to worship, he will come with me sometimes. Now we're doing it mostly in Zoom vertically.
Yeah.
So, but he's very supportive. For example,
where do you go for your worship?
We go to the Church of Christ in Ranula.
So that's more of a gospel. Or Orthodox? I don't think that's an Orthodox.
I don't know. We don't put ourselves in. We don't put ourselves into a bracket, really.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying to you about the religious aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I just have this strong faith.
And you just worship where you feel you're comfortable enough to worship.
And Simon is very supportive. He never judges me. He never says, "Oh, this." And we've talked about having children, and then if we do have children, he's happy for me to take them to worship with me. And he's not saying, "Oh, they have to do this." No. He's extremely supportive of me, and I like that,
which is good.
Yes,
which is good.
As long as they play rugby.
So there's a clause to it. You're not too worried about the religious aspect of it, as long as they do that.
He wants his babies, his kids, to be playing rugby. Gently add it.
So at least I'm doing this as well as you.
Thank you, Susan. You're doing a great job. At the end, I like to add
This trace.
My little bit of secret ingredient. So that's what I'm adding there.
Okay. I think
And
I can
tasty.
smell.
Can you smell all that Jamaican in there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jamaican in there.
Yes, I'm happy.
In terms of your education, you've had 2 masters, you've done your degree,
Yes.
you did your nursing, you just all, tell us about that journey itself.
Oh, wow. Well, I came to Ireland in 2003. And I came on the USIT program. The USIT program is similar to the J1.
Okay.
Where the Irish would go to the Americas and yeah. So when we came to Dublin, majority of us, we had a work permit. So we were students back home, myself.
Yeah.
And when I came to Ireland, it was tedious to find jobs. Very difficult, to be honest. So when I did find a job, it was like 4 months after. It was very hard.
Yeah.
So in 2006, I decided to go and do my nursing, and the journey is amazing because I'm, still a practicing nurse, and I love it. I enjoy what I do, but it's not been easy.
Yeah.
A lot of my classmates, they're not here. They're abroad because I suppose, it's easier for them. But for me, I love Ireland. I love giving back. And then after I finished my nursing degree, I went straight into my master's. And I did a master's in disability studies.
Okay.
Put the batter into the container.
In terms of racial differences, in terms of racial discrimination, what's your opinion with regards to that?
Well, my opinion is I've always been racially sensitive. Just the way my parents brought me up, and so I've always, always been aware, always, always been aware about it. And the thing that's happened over the last year with George Floyd has really put Black Lives Matter on the forefront of the news. And really what Black Lives Matter is not Black Lives Matter, it's everyone's life matters. And we gotta remove the word race. We're all one race, we're one human race. We might have different ethnicity, nationality, creed, what have you, but I just think that that's a division that we shouldn't embrace.
I know for a fact that Simon it doesn't sit too well with him, the whole racism thing. Doesn't sit well with me. But Simon is more passionate about it. And I've learned so much from Simon. I've learned more about my blackness, about Black history from Simon. So a lot of people would not look at that and understand. But to me, that's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
That your partner, who is considered white, can then teach you about your blackness, so that you learn to embrace and appreciate your blackness more. Not that I didn't, but now that when you know your history and know where you're from and know where you're coming from, it's easier to understand some of the issues you go through, even with racism.
Yeah. And I think that's powerful, getting to know what it is to be Black and your own blackness as a person. Soft and light, and it just melt into your mouth. And I can actually taste that secret ingredient. You can only find it in Jamaica.